blessed. So I was just out here and I just thought like why not make a video? So what should it be about today? Um should it be encouragement? Should it be revelation? Mm, I think I'm gonna do it on purpose because that's what I've been on. That's what I've been focusing on as of recently. You know, it's like purpose. In the beginning, when God created Adam and Eve, or Adam, man, uh, He gave them a purpose to be fruitful and multiply. You know, now when we talk about Adam, or we talk about the Bible, or we talk about that, yeah. So when we talk about that, I'll go ahead and add a revelation. My personal belief of what God put in my heart is that there were already earthly beings prior to Adam. Earthly humans. But what Adam is the first child of God, or the first being created in God's image, the first conscious being. So when I say that to say, when God said to be fruitful and multiply, that was God's way of saying, go out and make disciples. Or like the same way he was created in God's image. God wanted there to be more images of him. So go out and make more people godly, God-like. Be fruitful and multiply. Move in a way that there will be more. So that's been the purpose since the beginning of time. Well, since the beginning of spirituality, since the beginning of consciousness, religion. That's been the idea. That's been the purpose. To cultivate a world where that is heaven on earth, that has God's present dwelling. When I say God's present, I'm not talking about the person, because God isn't a person, but a spirit. Where God's present is God's presence, the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, and all that is here. But that's been the purpose. So when it comes to us being spiritual beings, us being disciples of Christ, or us being, just who God created us to be, It's just gonna be that we have to do things in order to cultivate that, cultivate that will, cultivate or manifest that will, cultivate the world in that way. Now, the number one thing, a lot of people might put it on evangelizing. A lot of people might put it on teaching. And some might put it on praying. But all those are important. However, all those are not effective without all those will not be effective without being baptized. Without that the internal cleansing, that renewing of the mind. So as a spiritual person, it's when one is first waking up, it's important to remember those days, because that's where God is. That's where I feel like, well, this is for me personally. In those beginning days, I had a lot of zeal, but that's where I was allowing God to move in my life. That's where I was more obedient to the voice of God. Now, I say that to say it's important to be obedient. You know what I'm saying? And all the learning that you're getting, and all the learning that you're getting, all the wisdom that you're gaining, all the growing that you're doing. It's important to remain at that state where wherever God says goes. So like when it comes to purpose will be to always be a servant of the Lord. Because God's will, whether it be or not, to be fruitful and multiply. I know I'm trying to speak to all people, so it's like, if you believe the Bible, if you don't believe the Bible, but it's in the Bible, it says God's will is to be fruitful and multiply. Right? That's our purpose, for us to be fruitful and multiply. Now, if it's not His will, and you do what you have to do, then His will, or if you do what He says, you move the way He wants you to move, or you be obedient to God, then whatever happens is in His will. So that's the number one purpose. It's not to follow what this doctrine says, or follow what that doctrine says, and do what this or that says, but truly have a relationship with God. Follow God. And just allow the blessings to become as they are. When Jesus was walking the earth, there was a lot of signs and miracles that He did that no other prophet done. When Moses parted the Red Sea, there was no prophecy that somebody would part the Red Sea. But because he followed the voice of God, He parted the Red Sea. Because Jesus was following, we refer to His Father, whatever His Father would say, that's what He would do. That's why He was able to heal. Not because